Hey everyone, it's Victor here, and today is going to be another ASMR video, but it's a little bit different this time because it's not a character, it's just me. Hello. Like I said before in my previous ASMR videos, if these don't do it for you, if they make you feel uncomfortable, please don't force yourself to stay. I completely understand if you need to click away because it makes you feel strange. I know not everyone likes ASMR. This is meant to calm you down, this is meant to comfort you, and if it doesn't do that, then there's no purpose to this, so please don't feel bad. If it's not for you, it's okay. Today we are going to be hanging out, having tea, just having a bit of a chat. Just me and you, so please get some tea because I'm about to make mine, and we can get started. So today I actually have a choice of 4 different kinds of teas that were gifted to me from my very sweet friend Callan, although when he gave them to me he did not specify the flavours or what they are, so it's a bit of a mystery. I just have 4 mystery teas. So I'm going to try and drink as many of those teas today for you while we talk, just to try them all and just as an excuse to sit down and relax a little bit. So I'll take you through the teas one by one, show you what they look like, what they smell like, and we're going to decide on which one to try first. So here we go. The first one we have here is a rather pale looking leaf with some blue leaves in it, and to smell, it smells very, very minty, pepperminty, so I'm guessing this is a kind of mint tea, I think. Second, we have what looks like a black tea. So this is definitely black tea, and that smells, oh, what is that smell? It smells like vanilla, it smells sweet, it smells like biscuits even, which is very interesting. And I have to tell you a funny story actually. When I initially got these in the post from Callan, I thought they were potpourri, just because of the smell of them as well, but this one in particular looks like potpourri, I have to say. And it smells like potpourri. In the kindest way possible, it smells like potpourri. Okay, this is also very cruel, and I don't mean to be cruel. I don't want to be cruel. It was very, very, very kind that Callan has gifted me these, but this one looks a little bit like rabbit food. But don't you think maybe it does a little bit? I cannot place that smell. Oh, that's what it is. It's nutmeg and cinnamon. Nutmeg and cinnamon. It reminds me of Christmas. Maybe that's why it reminds me of potpourri as well. Okay, the 4th and final tea. Oh, so it has flowers. It has flowers in it. Those look like jasmine flowers to me. And it smells like a green tea. I don't know if there's a lavender scent in there as well. Oh, that's that's definitely a softer, more herbal tea. Okay, so that's our 4 teas. Well, I think we will try them in order. I think I'm going to go with the minty one first, just to see what that's like. So I'm going to put a little bit in my teapot, and we're going to brew it for a little bit and talk about things, and then I'll taste it and tell you what it tastes like. So we're just going to let that brew for a little bit, and often I am very impatient, so I usually just spin the little tea straining spoon around in circles. See what that smells like. Oh yes, that's definitely minty. It just smells like peppermint tea. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I actually don't mind getting tea leaves in my tea. So the strainer, unfortunately, is not a very fine strainer. Some have escaped already. I can actually see that some have escaped. I'm fine with that. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit longer, and then we can enjoy it together. As you can probably tell, I'm very colour coordinated today. Lots of greens, lots of reds. And this teacup is my favourite teacup in the whole world. Look at how the gold just shines through, and there's the red at the bottom. Isn't it stunning? I absolutely love it. I think the maker is Paragon. By appointment to Her Majesty the Queen. Paragon. Right, let's try this tea because I, quite frankly, am impatient and just want to try it now. So let's do it. With peppermint teas and things like that, I find that you don't need to brew them very long anyway. But I think it's really just a matter of taste, how long you brew your tea. Oh, that's so nice. It's got that kind of sinus clearing, minty effect. That's so lovely. Peppermint tea is my go-to tea for when I have an upset stomach, when I don't feel very well. And actually my brother swears by it. He has a whole cupboard full of peppermint tea, which I steal from when I'm not feeling too well, but he absolutely swears by it. Just so you all know, I had to open the window because I was getting very, very warm. And now someone's trimming their hedge, which isn't ideal, especially for an ASMR video. There he goes, he stopped now. And there he goes again. I wish I could give a lot more time to each individual tea, but we really should get through them or else this video will be very, very long indeed. I now have the black tea that smells of vanilla, the darker leaf tea. Smells of biscuits, vanilla, that kind of thing. So we've now got that brewing. I wish you could smell this. It just smells like bourbon biscuits, chocolate biscuits. And I'm just going to put a little bit of cold water in because it is just off the boiled water and I don't want to scald myself. Okay, we have the biscuit tea, which I'm calling it. Oh, I think this is going to become one of my favourite teas, I can just tell. It tastes exactly as it smells. It does not disappoint. I haven't tasted a tea like it. I'm trying to place it to the best of my ability, but I'm finding it very hard. And it's a much darker brew, even though I didn't leave it for very long. You can see the golden tinge of it there. Looks perfect with the light shining on my teacup. But I'd like to talk a little bit more. This time that we've been going through lately is very strange, very unprecedented, and I know that I've spoken about this before in detail, but it's brought so many things to the forefront of my mind, most prominently the fact that it's really made me realize what I appreciate and what I love in life, and the fact that I can miss people, that I truly, with all my heart, miss people and want to be with them again. It proves to you that love exists. And I think in times like these, that's the thing you have to focus on, not just because of the pandemic. But any misery, any tragedy that goes on in this world, you absolutely have to focus on the love in these situations, on the people who are bringing people up, on the people who do miss each other, who want to be together, who spend every hour of their day thinking about those who they love. There's always going to be those people. There's always going to be those people to overthrow the hate and overthrow the sad times and the hard times. And for me anyway, I haven't seen any of my close friends or my partner since March. And that's a long time. Some people have to wait longer. Some people have loved ones who that we'll never see again. And I think that's why we always have to focus on what we can do now and appreciate what we have, show the people that we love them, because all we have is now. And no matter what that is, no matter what that looks like, it's what we have. And we have to try our best to do with it what we can. And that's really what I wanted to say today, along with all the tea tasting. So, this, it's the one that smells like cinnamon and nutmeg. It's very Christmassy smell. Oh, wow. That takes on an entirely different scent once it's brewed. It's almost like chai tea. I know this sounds really weird. It makes me want to cry a little bit. Maybe I'm just a little bit over-emotional today. I'm always over-emotional. But it just makes me think of cozy Christmas days, and I really thought I wasn't going to enjoy this one as well. I thought it looked too much like rabbit food and smelled too much like potpourri. But here we are. It's so fragrant and sweet. It tastes as if it's been sweetened by something, actually. It tastes like it's got honey in it already. Oh, why am I getting emotional about tea? I need to desist. I need to stop. I'm going to have to ask Callan where he got these teas now, because I need to put them in the description. Because you need to try them. Every single one so far I've absolutely loved for a completely different reason. But just to talk a little bit more about what I was saying earlier. During this time, I think a lot of us have felt disconnected from our loved ones and close friends, and just people in general. We've probably felt, especially those of you that live alone, very distant, and being touch-starved is a real thing. I experience it. I suppose not everyone does. People that don't enjoy hugs and things like that. But for me, physical touch is very important to me. I love all of that. It makes me feel much more human. It makes me feel alive to be close to people, physically close. And I have to say, I'm not an avid listener and watcher to ASMR, but the times I have listened to it, it has been when I have felt my most lonely and in most need for this pigeon to shut up. There. I've listened to ASMR in the times where I have felt most lonely and most isolated, and it has helped me no end to hear someone's voice in my ear, very close, because that to me is very intimate, it's very personal, it's very tangible almost. And I think that's why a lot of people crave ASMR as well, not just for the sensation, obviously, but for the closeness. And that's something that I wanted to bring to other people, and something that inspired me to try it, because I will admit that it has been there for me in dark times. To hear someone say, it's going to be all right, it's going to be okay, I'm here for you, I love you. To hear all those things said so close to you, as if someone was next to you. If you close your eyes, it could be someone there next to you. It just made everything feel better. And that sounds so heart-wrenchingly lonely, but the thing is, we've all had those moments in our life where we felt lonely, where we felt isolated. And in this time, in these past few months, I think more of you have felt that, even if you never felt it before. And that's what I want to bring to you with my ASMR videos, if I continue them. Depends on if you like them or not. But I want to bring that closeness, that connectedness, that feeling of being there for you. I want to tell you that things are going to get better, that the way you've been treated, or the way that life has set itself out for you, for the unfair things that have happened to you, you're going to forget them, because things are going to get better. And I've experienced that for myself, and I know it will happen for you too. And by the way, please let me know if you have drunk tea during this video. I'd love to know what flavours, what kinds of tea you've been drinking. It would make me very happy to know that. I think we're going to move on to the last tea now, so that's where we're going. Also, if I'm speaking here, it's because the mic is here, so I'm sorry if I'm not here all the time. I realise the framing might look a bit off, but I just want to be able to whisper as closely as possible, because for me, that was always very, very soothing when I listen to ASMR videos. I've only just realised that that last tea that we had, those large pieces in it, which I thought was potpourri, which I thought looked a bit like rabbit food, those were actually apple pieces, and I realised that when I drink it now. There is a distinctive apple flavour, and I think that's what gives it its sweetness. It's actually the cinnamon. It's cinnamon and apple. I've done quite well to guess these flavours, I think, if I do say so myself. Now we're just waiting for the last tea to brew, which is the one which was a kind of jasmine green tea. I think it may be rose and jasmine. I could see petals in there. So yes, definitely a floral tea. Let's see how this is doing, and let's give it a smell. Oh, right. That's interesting. That's very interesting. What is that smell? I have no idea what that is. Well, I suppose I'll know when I taste it, maybe. Perhaps I should have left it to brew a little longer. I've tried to speed it up a little bit, mostly because I'm worried about my camera overheating. I'm worried about myself overheating as well. I'm wearing a cravat. Quite a heavy cotton shirt with... Am I wearing anything under... No, I'm not wearing anything underneath the cotton shirt. I had to check there. Velvet waistcoat. And I've had to shut my window because of my strimming neighbour, which is less than ideal. But I'm very, very, very warm. And obviously I'm drinking a lot of hot liquids. So, yes. Right, let me smell it. Let me also dip the ends of my hair in it. A brilliant idea. It's definitely jasmine. That is a jasmine smell. Green tea, jasmine, I think that's it. Very refreshing. Kind of my go-to tea is green tea, just because it doesn't feel very heavy. And I probably sound so pretentious throughout this whole video. But I suppose it is a tea tasting dandy video. What else did you expect? Yep, nothing very different about it. It is a jasmine green tea. I'm not sure if there's rose petals. I thought there might have been rose petals, but it may have just been a jasmine petal that was masquerading as a rose petal. I will be so interested to find out if I got all of these right. I'll need to ask Callan what the flavours were. It was very interesting that he sent them to me just in clear packages with no details on them whatsoever, and I suppose that's why I thought it was potpourri, because I nearly put them in a dish in my room, hoping that they would, put fragrance into the air. So I've had a lot of fun doing this. I would love to do more tea tasting videos in the future, if there's any particular teas you want me to try. And also just more ASMR suggestions or video suggestions or anything. Just comment what's going on in your mind right now. Just what tea you drank during this video. Yes, I already said that, but please let me know. And just remember, the world is full of love and full of good things, no matter what's going on. I know that the news always reports on the bad things, and that's because sometimes we need to know about the bad things to keep ourselves safe or to make changes in the world to see what's happening, and I know that's important. But the news never really reports on the positives because no one really reads that stuff. No one watches those things. People make headlines to shock people, but there will always be people helping each other and loving each other. And I hope that gives you hope in dark times. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.